ॐ शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः।
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 30. Read.
यदा भूतपृथग्भावम् एकस्थमनुपश्यति तत एव च विस्तारम् ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते तदा।
Atma-jnana, Brahma-jnana is described in terms of different words in a different manner because it is difficult to know, and therefore Bhagavan is trying from different standpoints to make us know what is Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa. Says one can gain moksha when he has discovered this. Yada bhuta pratak bhavam ekastam anupashyati. When the person discovers, knows directly the entire jagat of diverse nature in one and the same principle, that is Chaitanya Swarupa Atma. And of course, Tata Evacha Vistaram. From that only the expanse of jagat has come. That person gains Brahma, means he gets liberated. We have seen Bhasya of this. But even then, let us see this point. Entire Jagat is centered in one principle. And that principle we know, Atma Brahma or Chaitanya Tattva, Chit Tattva, pure awareness principle. We can verify this from our observation. Look, the sun is there in the sky. Before that, we know that I principle, in its reality, Chaitanya, pure awareness principle, is something that is ever-existent principle, Sat. It is self-knowing knowledge principle, Chit, and it is nothing but Ananda, totally free from sorrow. This we know from Shastras. Now, when you say the sun is in the sky, that isness has gone to whom? Existence ascribed to sun. How exactly you do this? Can you relate that because Chaitanya is there, therefore sun is there? Can you prove that the existence that is there with sun belongs to Chaitanya only, and sun has no independent existence? How will you prove that? Anvaya Vyatireka method can help us. We know by now, sun is means we have seen it. When you have seen the sun, the vritti, the thought corresponding to the sun gets registered in the antakarana. This vritti, a thought, assuming the rupa, the form of the sun, eliminates the ignorance of the sun. And the Chidabhasa, reflected Chaitanya in that vritti, what does it do? Makes us aware of the vritti, which is conforming to the sun, Surya. Means, and that Chidabhasa is from where? Chaitanya. If Chaitanya were not there, Chidabhasa will not be there. If Chidabhasa were not there, the vritti will not be known. You will not be able to experience or be aware of that vritti corresponding to sun. When you are aware of that vritti corresponding to Suryakara vritti, you know that sun is. Suppose it is not possible, but just for assumption, if Chaitanya were not there, Chidabhasa will not be there, and even by any mechanism, what is that? Suryakara vritti is registered. Nobody knows that. Isness cannot be had by Suryakara vritti, and thereby Surya cannot exist. Chaitanya is, sun is. This applies to anything in the creation. Again, that Chidabhasa made us aware of the sun, made us know the sun, means that knowledge principle also is from where? Borrowed from Chaitanya. Now we say that this itself is Ananda Tattva. Principle that Chaitanya, which is Sat and Chit, itself is Ananda, no sorrow at all. How? We can verify from the sleep. In sleep, the known means of our enjoyment or sense pleasures are absent. And yet, there is an experience of happiness which we recollect after waking up. Also, you know, sorrows are not there in the sleep. This shows in sleep when only two entities exist. Who are those two entities? Chaitanya, Atma, pure awareness principle, plus ignorance of it. In that, if happiness experience was there, that happiness should be necessarily from where? Chaitanya. Inert ignorance, Jada ignorance cannot have any happiness. Means what happens? That Sat, which is Chit itself, is Ananda. And it is free from sorrow because sorrows belong to gross and subtle bodies. Maybe they are dormant in the causal body, but manifestation is in the gross and subtle bodies. In sleep, these two are not temporarily available. Therefore, no sorrow. Now think of it. Everything is centered in Chaitanya, Atma, Brahma. Our individual existence as Jiva, this body, etc., mind, centered in Atma, Chaitanya. Even Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara, is centered in the Chaitanya. So that is what it said. Yada bhuta pratak bhavam ekastham anupashyati. Anu, in accordance to the Shastra, one who knows. So one who knows. Then we will say up to Bhasya of this we have seen Atma eva idam sarvamiti. Now read Tata eva, we'll see the Bhasya of second line. Tata eva cha vistaram. From there only, from that Atma Brahma only, entire expanse of Srishti, the creation has taken place. Read Bhasya Tata eva cha.
तत एव च तस्माद् एव च विस्तारम् उत्पत्तिं विकासम् आत्मतः प्राण आत्मतः आशा आत्मतः स्मर आत्मतः आकाश आत्मतस्तेज आत्मतः आप आत्मतः आविर्भाव तिरोभाव आत्मतोन्नम् इति एवम् आदिप्रकारैः विस्तारं यदा पश्यति ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते ब्रह्म एव भवति तदा तस्मिन् काले इत्यर्थः.
So Tata eva cha vistaram. Tataha eva. What is Tataha? Tasmadeva. Shankara says from that only. But what is that bad at? That principle in which the Bhuta Pratak Bhava abides. Means we have seen Chaitanya, Atma, Brahma. Vistaram. Vistaram literally means expansion. Means Utpattim Vikasam. Birth and its growth. In short, Bhutanam Utpatti, the Srishti, the creation, the birth of entire five elements and also all living beings. This is substantiated from a quotation from Chandogya Upanishad 7:26, one from Chandogya. Atmataha prana. The prana, a few samples from the creation are told as born from Atma only. Atmataha prana. From Atma, prana is born. Atmataha asha. From Atma only, asha. Hopes or desires. Hopes, desires. Atmataha smaraha. Smaraha means Kamadeva or lust. Lust from Atma only. Atmataha akasha. From Atma only, akasha, space is born. Of course, these are not told in the order of creation, but just few samples from the creation being given. Atmataha tejaha. Teja is fire. The fire is born from Atma only. Atmataha apaha. Water is born from Atma only. Atmataha avirbhava tirobhava. Avirbhava tirobhava. That is, avirbhava is janma, tirobhava is nasha. Avirbhava means manifestation. Tirobhava means extinction. The janma and nasha of the all beings and Panchamahabhutas is from what? Atma only. Atmataha bhuhu. From Atma only Mother Earth is born. Atmataha annam. From Atma only food is born. Iti eva madi prakaraihi vistaram. Such type of vistara means expansion, birth and their growth. This is that yada pashyati. Entire Jagat is centered in Atma. From Atma, it gets manifest. Yada pashyati. Then what happens? Tada. Tada means at that very time of Atma Jnana. That Tada will be told afterwards. Tasmin Kale. Then what happens then? Brahma Sampadyate. Brahma Sampadyate means literally he gets Brahma, acquires Brahma, or becomes Brahma means the Brahma in its total real nature gets manifest, in the sense gets exhibited, or this person is aware of Brahma in its real nature. Tada Brahma Sampadyate. When it is Tada, Tasmin Kale, at that time. What is that time? Jnana Samakalam Eva Mukti. Moksha is gained at the very time of gaining knowledge, when you are aware of your Swarup. When you are aware of your Swarupa means when you are experiencing aparokshataya directly, this is my Swarup. Wherein even the experiencer me, who is centered in antakarana, ahankara, is no more that pramata, anubhavita is not there. That being so, anubhuta, object of experience, is not a separate. Anubhava, in the sense of antakarana vritti, also has dropped out. Self-experiencing Atma Tattva, self-knowing principle Atma Tattva reveals itself by itself. That is Atma Jnana. That is Brahma Jnana. Shastra points out this Brahma. That is Jnana Moksha. This is how it gets. Now, big doubt is that this Atma abides in all embodiments. All embodiments what? As many jivas are there, so many embodiments will be there. The body or embodiment need not be big, etc. Even coronavirus has got a body. It may be microscopic. It has got. In all these, when it abides, will it not get contaminated by the defects of these embodiments, upadhis? See, maybe Ganga Jala, the holy water from Ganges. But if it is in a urine part, does it not become foul? Like that. Now this Chaitanya Atma abiding in a terrorist, does it become sinful? So the question, Let us see Bhashyakara voices the question. Read Ekasya Atmanaha.
एकस्य आत्मनः सर्वदेहात्मत्वे तद्दोषसम्बन्धे प्राप्ते इदमुच्यते अनादित्व इति।
So, Ekasya Atmanaha, of one and the same Atma, Sarvadehatmatve is what? Is the Atma in all bodies. Means of all the bodies, means of all the living beings, this Atma is one and the same. Tad-dosha sambandhe. Tad-dosha sambandha means tesham bhutanam ye dosha. Whatever the defects, deficiencies that are there in those bhutas, means that sukha, dukkha, mana, apamana, all these disease and all these vikaras, changes. The dosha sambandhe, when it gets connected to all these drawbacks in this embodiment, atmanaha sambandhe prapte, in such a context arises as far as Atma is concerned, idam uchyate. This is what Bhagwan brings to our notice. This is what he says. Means simple, this much. If this Atma, maybe Chaitanya Satchidananda, abides in all types of embodiment, exalted, so-so, and degraded, then will it not get contaminated by them? Maybe by its nature, it is pure. But this adventitious defect will get ascribed to that. When such a doubt comes, Bhagavan replies, it is not possible. Why? The nature of Atma itself is like this. Read the verse.
अनादित्वान्निर्गुणत्वात् परमात्मायमव्ययः शरीरस्थोऽपि कौन्तेय न करोति न लिप्यते।
Kaunteya Avyayaha Paramatma Anaditva Nirgunatva Sharirasthaha api na karoti na lipyate. Na karoti na lipyate. Kaunteya, Arjuna, Kunti-san, this Atma, who is Paramatma, Avyayaha Paramatma. Paramatma, Chaitanya Sarupa Atma Paramatma, who is Avyayaha, who doesn't get subjected to any change, any destruction. All the time same, without any vikriya, without any vikara, without any change whatsoever. This Paramatma says, and what is the nature? Because of being so. Because of being what? Anaditvat nirgunatva. See, to do something or to get connected to something, the entity needs to be limited in nature. A limited entity can get connected to another entity, or an entity which has got certain attributes, features, can end or get destroyed when those features are no more. By these two factors, vikara, change, modification, or end, destruction can take place. There is no possibility whatsoever of these types of changes taking place in Avyaya Paramatma. Why? Two reasons are given. Number one, anaditva, because Paramatma is anadi. We'll see what is anadi. Number two, because Paramatma is nirguna. What is anadi? See, somehow we have accustomed to the translation of anadi as what? Beginningless. Which has no beginning. It doesn't convey total sense. How to take that beginning as birth? And when that beginning means birth, not born, what does it show? It has no cause. So therefore, Adi. Cause is not there for which, that is anadi. We can say birthless, but even when you say beginningless, that beginning must mean birth. So therefore, whenever this phrase or word comes anadi, know it that the entity has no cause, and therefore it has no birth. Means it is something ever existent in nature. In contrast to the relative existence of objects and beings in the world. This tree, before it was born, was not there. After it gets destroyed, it is not going to be there. In between, it appears to be there, relative existence. This existence from Chaitanya, Paramatma only. But that existence has not come to a beginning in the sense of birth, nor it is going to die in terms of destruction. So anaditva. So that means it is birthless, it is uncaused, means it shows that it is not a karya of any entities. From the seed, the plant is born. The plant is the effect, karya of the seed. From the milk, we get curds. Curds is the effect of milk. Like that, Paramatma is not a karya, is not an effect born of something. So that is how anaditva. Then nirgunatva. It has no visheshas. It has, that is what, any features. It doesn't have any features. Because if you remove those features, look at tall tree, you cut it, it's no more tall. Yellow thing, remove the color, yellowness, it's no more there. Like this, any features, any gunas, attributes, were there, by removal of it, it gets destroyed. Nothing like that is there. Now you may say, Sat, Chit, Ananda, are they not gunas? A very subtle point. Know it clearly. Guna, a feature or an attribute, is an entity abiding in a substance. Cloth, white cloth. Cloth is the thing which is the feature of whiteness. You could dye it, it becomes blue. Let us say you dyed it, it could be blue. So therefore, Sat, Chit, Ananda are not features abiding in an entity called Paramatma. The very nature and not the feature. The very nature which can never be otherwise is of Paramatma is Sat, Chit, Ananda. Like the sun, luminous, Swarupa. It never stops. Have you ever seen the dark sun? In the absence of sun, there may be darkness, but there is no dark sun. See, this poor sun has never seen darkness. What a loss, is it not? Is it? We have seen darkness. Every night we see darkness. May not be places like Bombay. So, therefore, this Sat, Chit, Ananda is not a guna, is not an adjective, is not a specific feature. It is the ever-existent nature. Without that, the Chait Paramatma is not possible to be there. It never ends all the time. So better be aware of this distinction. Nirmanatva, this Paramatma who is Avyaya, indestructible, avikari, changeless, Sharirasthapi, even though abiding in all bodies. Na karoti. Na karoti. Doesn't do anything. Why? Nirupadhika. It is just like, as Mandukya Karika says, space abiding in different parts, having different features, is not affected, is not contaminated by the features of the parts. Though for Vyavahara, we may say there are so many part spaces, but in reality, there's only one total space. Like this, Atma, abiding in all these different embodiments, may appear to be different for an onward looker. But in reality, it is Avyaya, indestructible, totally unaffected by the features of the bodies. Na karoti, because upadhi nirupadhi. Na lipyate. It is not connected to phala, karma phala. Na karoti means it doesn't do karma. In its presence, all the embodiment do their karma. Like in the presence of electricity, all gadgets go on doing their work. But it doesn't, and it has nothing to do with the result of the karma. So, one more thing of nirguna can be nirgunatvat, being free from three gunas of prakriti. All upadhis are made up of the three guna, sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna of maya or prakriti. Whatever that is the product of maya or prakriti, veti, changes, gets destroyed. But this is nirguna. Therefore, it always is without any change. Let us see the Bhasya. Anaditvat.
अनादित्वात् अनादेः भावः अनादित्वम् आदिः कारणं तस्य यस्य न अस्ति तत् अनादिः.
Anaditvat from the verse. Now, Bhashyakara explains. Anadehe bhavaha anaditva. Bhava, abstract noun of anadi. Word anadi is anaditva. Nature of being anadi. What is anadi? For which first the meaning of adi is given. This is how you have to proceed with the Bhashya. Adihi. The word adi means karanam, cause. Tat. That means what? That adi, which means cause, yasya nasti. The entity which has no cause, that entity is what? Anadi. Means Paramatma is anadi, means it has no cause. Paramatma is not an effect of some cause. Therefore, it is not an entity that is born. See, in our Puranas also, Shiva, Vishnu, not Brahmaji. Shiva, Vishnu, who are their parents? Is there anyone? Anyone? Avataras have got birth. But Shiva, Vishnu, you can't find. See, because they symbolize the Shiva Tattva, Narayana Tattva, Vishnu Tattva, the Chaitanya, Brahma alone. The Chaitanya and Brahma alone. So that is Tat Anadi. Now he says, Avyaya is coming, no? Anything that is born, Adi, is what? Subject to change, destruction. Continue.
यद् हि आदिमत् तत्स्वेन आत्मना व्येति अयं तु अनादित्वात् निरवयवः इति कृत्वा न व्येति.
Yadhi Adimat. Whatever entity that is Adimat means which has got a cause, means which is a karya effect, which is born and therefore which is a karya effect. Whatever entity that is effect, that entity with the effect, Svena Atmana Veti. Svena Atmana means Svena Swarupena. By its nature, Veti means changes, perishes, gets destroyed, or gains vikara. Why? Says Savayavatvat. We have to add that. Because it has got Savayava. It has got avayavas, parts. Whatever that has got parts is subject to change because of the change in the parts or end of the parts. And those parts are bound to end because they are limited. They are parichinna. Parichinna. Limited in nature. So that means the case. Ayam tu anaditvat niravayava. Ayam means Paramatma, Atma, Paramatma, Brahma. Anaditvat, because of being causeless, because of not being an effect. Niravayavaha, partless, limbless. Iti kritva. Because of this reason, on account of this, naveti, navet, not vetya, naveti. See, difference. If you little or careless, veti means knows. Veti, double tha is not there. Doesn't change, doesn't decline, doesn't get destroyed. So also it's another reason. Continue.
तथा निर्गुणत्वात् सगुणः हि गुणव्ययाद् व्येति अयं तु निर्गुणत्वात् न व्येति इति परमात्मा अयम् अव्ययः न अस्य व्ययः विद्यते इति अव्ययः.
Tatha, so also Paramatma away because Nirgunatva, because of being Nirguna. So without having any, what is that? Features or attributes. How do you say because of the Nirguna it doesn't destroy? The logic behind it given. Sagunaha hi gunavayat veti. Any entity with saguna, which has got features, like see, for example, a green mango becomes yellow, hard rice becomes soft after boiling. So also, you are sleeping as an individual. No activity, all activities what? Stand still because of tamoguna. The moment he wakes up, hyperactive, rajoguna. Like this, gunas, whether in terms of sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna, or other features, when they get destroyed, the entity also changes or gets destroyed. Sagunaha hi gunavayat veti. Any entity which has got gunas, features, is veti, means changes. By what? Gunavayat, by the vaya, change, decline, destruction of the gunas. veti. Whereas I am, this entity, who is that? Paramatma. This Paramatma. Nirgunatva. Because it has no gunas. No veti. Doesn't change, doesn't get destroyed. Iti, because that is the reason. Paramatma ayam avyaya. This Paramatma is what? Avyaya. Avyaya means, what is avyaya? Indestructible. That is explained. Asya vyaha na vidyate iti avyaya. It's vaya, vikara, change, modification is not there. Therefore, it is called as avyaya. This being the case, first line of verse is extended to. Now we deduce the third quarter or second line. Sharirastapa kaunte na karoti na lipte. Continue.
यतः एवम् अतः शरीरस्थः अपि शरीरेषु आत्मनः उपलब्धिः भवति इति शरीरस्थः उच्यते तथा न करोति.
So the rule is what? Whatever that has got adi or saguna, it changes. In Sanskrit, that is yadhi sadi. What is sadi? Not shadi. Which has got adi. That which exists with adi, or saguna, which has got gunas, tadhi vikriyate. That changes or that gets destroyed. Whereas Atma, yataha evam, this being so. What is that this being so? Whatever is an effect or which is a cause and born of effect. Whatever that has got gunas is subject to change, destruction. This being the fact. Evam. Ataha, therefore. Atma sharirastha api. Literally it means, though Atma abiding in the body, this Sharirasthapi. What is Sharirasthapi? Why Atma is called Sharirastha? Literally means Sharire Tishtati Sharirastha. One who remains, one who abides in the body is called Sharirastha. What it means? Sharireshu, in all bodies. Atmanaha upalabdhi bhavati iti. We have the upalabdhi of Atma. Upalabdhi can mean availability or also sakshatkar. Perception is called upalabdhi. Indriyahi vishayopalabdhi. Pratyaksham. You have come across this definition. What is direct perception? Experiencing, being aware of sense object through the means of indriyas. So, upalabdhi can be experience, availability, or it can even be taken to the level of sakshatkar. We can justify all these meanings. See, first let us see this way. Look, Atma is an entity which is Sachetana, sentient in nature. Agreed? Now come on, tell me. Where this sentience is experienced, where this Sachetanata, Chaitanya, can you experience this in your table or a book? Or the device with the help of which you are listening to me? Is it manifest there? No. But in you, the listener, Chaitanya is experienced or not? Why? You have the linga of that. A mark, sign of Chaitanya is there. Because of linga sharira, sukh sharira, you do experience sentience in the nook and corner of your body. Not only human body, every living being has got this. They may not be able to express it. So therefore, because the upalabdhi, availability in terms of sentience is available in this body, Atma, Paramatma is called Sharirastha. Or you can take Sakshatkara also. Can you have Sakshatkara on the table? In your book? My book, Bhagavad Gita book, has got 9 tikas. There are 9 main tikas on Bhagavad Gita, including Shankara Bhasya. My book is there. Has you got Sakshatkara? Direct cognition of Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa? No. You can have it in your Antakarana, this body. Therefore, also we can say that what? Atma is abiding the body. Why? Truly speaking, Atma is sarvavyapi, all pervasive. Where it is not, to show that it is here, it is everywhere, but its presence is experienced in the bodies. That's what it's called as Sharirastha Uchyate. Then the Sharira does the jobs, karmas. Atma also should do it. No. Tathapi, even then, na karoti, doesn't do at all. Means it doesn't undertake the karma. The space abiding in all pots, even if you transport the pot space may appear to get transported, but truly space doesn't get transported. It is all pervasive. So, in the presence of the Chaitanya, bodies may function, do karma, but not the Chaitanya Atma. In the presence of electricity, the fan revolves, but you can't say electricity revolves. That is how it is. So therefore it doesn't do karma. And because it doesn't karma, it is not connected to karma phala. Continue.
तद तदकारणात् एव
तदकरणादेव
तदकरणाद एव तत्फलेन न लिप्यते।
तस्य अकरणादेव तस्य कर्मणः अकरणादेव because of the non-performance of the karma. Tat falena, tat again karma, karmanaha falena. Because of non-karma, the karma action. Tat falena means by the result of action, karma fal, by karma phala. Na lipyate. Na lipyate means na sambadhyate, doesn't get connected. Because it is not karta, it doesn't become the bhokta, the experiencer also. It is asanga, unconnected to everything. The rule is given here. Read yo hi karta.
यो हि कर्ता सः कर्मफलेन लिप्यते, अयं तु अकर्ता अतः न फलेन लिप्यते इत्यर्थः।
Yaha hi karta. Whoever is the doer, performer of the karma, saha, that person, karma falena lipyate, gets connected to the karma. See, you eat the food, you get the phala, your hunger gets appeased, not the hunger of your neighbor. Like that, one who does the karma gets the karma phala. Whereas ayam means this atma, to akarta, it doesn't do anything. Why? Nirupadika. Upadhi is maybe in that. And because that it becomes sachetana. You might have mistaken it to be I, but Atma Chaitanya has nothing to do with all this. It is your problem. Your means individual jiva's problem. Set right your vision. Atma has nothing to do with that. Don't think Atma wants, what is that? Moksha. Atma has no bondage at all. Where is the question of moksha? But we, the individual entities, mistaking the body to be I, we suffer the bondage. Therefore, the solution of moksha needs to be accomplished. Ayam tu akarta ataha, therefore, falena nalipyate iti artha. This is what Bhagwan means. Because nakaroti nalipyate. Atma being non-doer, he cannot be the experience of the results of action. The question arises now, then sir, who is the entity in this body who does karma and who has to undergo the phala, karma phalas? You say Atma doesn't do, nor has to do anything with the karma phala. Then the question is, who is that entity? Karma karoti and phalaihi lipyate. Does the karma and gets sambandha, connection to the karma phalas. Bhashyakara is going to explain that, we'll see.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं। लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः। पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी। देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः। ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः। सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः। सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु। मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय। तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय। मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते। पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।